Stay tuned on the video to see the biggest whales and the biggest alliance in this game crying like little babies on gold 2. Boys, what are we gonna look at here today? What I want to look is at this matchmaking and why server 40 is now have become the talk of Warpath, and why server 40, if the other ones need to be careful because they could become the #1 alliance in Warpath here pretty soon. Why am I confident with that, and why am I saying that? Just want to show you some numbers. And now remember, some of these numbers might not be completely correct because a lot of these bases and all the alliances are blown up. Now, top 3 are the three biggest alliances on the game: server 21, EVE, and FWC. Then next you have the 3 other contending as 40, Goth, NFG, and the last 2 are alliances that should not have been on this event at all. To be honest, their presence here is a symbol of why the matchmaking and why Lily has to do something about balancing level 4s, because these 2 alliances don't have any business being in this level 4. Now, let's look first at an all-time power for server 40. The all-time power is 76.7, and we have 255 members. Or let's look at power ranking or stronger player. We have Maui at 764. I think at all time that's his 706 is all-time power. But as you can see, we got our top 5 players are up to 500 million power. Just 5, let me express that again, only 5 members of ours are below over 500. So when you look at all the other alliances, like I need to be careful because I might get blown up here pretty soon. Let's look at the other alliance. Let's look at 21. I mean, just on the R1, look at the power. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 members here that are over 800 million power. And that's not even looking at the other ranks. You can start seeing where things start changing here. Now let's look at EVE. On R4, there are 4. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people already that are more powerful than our top 5. Let's look at FWC. FWC, same scenario. The R4s only. 5 of their members are already way stronger than what we have. That are top 5. So what does this mean? Server 40. Even though we're weaker, we have less numbers, we have less power as well. We have been doing great this event. Since day 1, we have been able to stop, not 100%, but it's become a stalemate where nobody's moving back and forward against one of the top 3 alliances, the top 3rd alliance in the entire game, FWC. And there's been a knuckle fest back and forward the whole time, fighting for tooth to nail. I think, if I'm not mistaken, for the first 5 days, nobody lost a land. I might be wrong because sometimes I don't get on the game and I might miss a few things here and there. But yeah, the top 3rd alliance has not been able to stop us almost at all. Now, Once the forts open, that opened the second part of the event, which is what it brought a scenario where all the R5s decided to get combined together and say, hey, let's balance this out a little bit more, and let's make it to where let's do 3 versus 1. Let's make it the 3 weakest alliance versus the two top alliances. Pretty balanced event. Let's say that 2 of those alliances don't need it to be here because they're below 50 million power, and then you have the other 2 that are not that strong. Again, we're talking about 3 alliances that almost at 100 billions, and then 3 alliances that are below 30 millions away from that, and the other 2. By making it a 3, essentially 3v1 in each front, it got balanced out. Server 21 was the worst of all of it because Server 1 was going against FWC, Goth, and A19. And then Eve had it easier. We're going to against Server 40, NFG, and Server 40. All of this, what it says is essentially if you take S40 and A19, because their activity is lower, their power is lower, essentially you have these 2 alliances don't really make a huge difference on this whole level 4. But the rest, it is. And what is happening here is when the 4 open, NFG and Eve in server 40 has been able to overwhelmingly destroy almost completely EVE to a point that I think on the first 9 that the 4 open, they have to activate their slow burn. They have to activate their shield, and there was drama already. You knew it was gonna be drama. On the weekend, on almost the last day, the 3rd day, if I'm not mistaken, EVE decided to call for help and ask for help to FWC to start attacking us from the back because they were getting overwhelmingly on this level 4. They were losing way too much ground. They were afraid that they were gonna lose too much, and essentially they decided to ask FWC for help. And again, that's what I know. Is it true? Who knows? Is it did it happen? Who's at fault? Don't know. But essentially, in the morning of Sunday morning, when I wake up, what I find out is we were getting attacked by FWC from the back, even though they were supposed to be deals that we were not going to attack each other because, the whole divide and each team separate. So, needless to say, F40 has done an excellent job here, and it's amazing what they have been able to do. Today, almost all day here, Sunday, Server 40 has been fighting against EVE and FWC in hollow grounds. We have not lost any land today fighting the top 2 alliance of the whole game. And again, they're only R4s, and they are R4s. They have more power than our top 5. I could even go say their R4 has more power than almost half of our alliance. So this speaks to the will and the organization and how strong Server 40 is and how strong Server 40 will be after this event, even more. So that said, this has been a hell of an event. Props to all the R4s, R5s, because they decided at the end, this is a game and we should balance it out between everybody. And that's what they have done. Oh no! I mean, it was too good to stay and too good to be true. So, over the weekend, new things have changed. First of all, after the Saturday, after I made this video on Saturday, on Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, new things came into effect. And essentially, what it came into is EVE start crying that they were losing. They start crying like babies that they were losing against two of us, and they say that they're the stronger alliance in the whole game. So, so what happened? And I got some screenshots in here, and I'm gonna show you guys how EVE works. Pretty much, they start crying because they were too tired and low in reserve. And go figure, the guys that spend most money are low in reserve and too tired. I guess their script were not working in two fronts. So they start crying and trying to back down from the agreement all their fights made. And they start saying, "Oh, we need help because otherwise we will not get to the center and we will not be able to make it to the third phase of the event." So after they cry so much and also throw FWC under the bus, they back down on all the agreements and they say, "Hey, we start fighting for I think almost an entire day." They stop fighting and recover and say, "At this time we will go back to where we were before." And during that time, all they did, EVE just kept fighting against the weaker alliance, S40 hashtag, which is 50 billion, so half of their power. And FWC was just building behind Server 40 and trying to get themselves into a position where they will guarantee win, put in bases and locations that will not allow us to move or build and things like that, because they knew what it was coming. And then that was Monday, started the fight. Then come Tuesday, the 12th, the fight started, and FWC and EVE started attacking just one alliance. They completely ignore NFG because they're stronger, and they ignored them, and they started pounding on the two weakest alliance, who pretty much between them two, they have double the power of the other ones, and to put them back into the safe zone. So today's been all day fighting. We S40 accommodated and changed the strategy. We moved closer to NFG, and we start pushing back to EVE. We were pushing them. They haven't been able to burn any town yet, but of course they couldn't make it. They were not strong enough then, so they call off again FWC, and now they're back again, pushing in one front, and while FWC is just on the back, burning and killing the small 50 billion alliance from Server 40. That tells you how their R fights are and how they work. And of course, they had to get 21 involved because 21 really has not been able to do much fighting wise. FWC went to the safe zone. They didn't never come out to fight S21. So, because they don't fight balance, they want to have an easy fight. So, that's where we are now. We'll see what will happen in the next couple of weeks.